So, ladies and gents, we are joined with Tyrelle today. Also, I thought I'd give you a little insight as to the update on my little Britney Spears, or the byproduct of my little Britney Spears moment 6 weeks ago. Hair slowly started to grow back, luckily. Happy about that. Buzzing was fun, but never again. But yeah, we're joined with Tyrelle. And one thing that I love so much about the student interview is the fact that, yes, granted, he didn't wholeheartedly commit, but for 3 years, he was moving forward and, really trying to get his agency off the ground. And these are really my favorite sort of student interviews where, for the longest time, it's not working. And then eventually it gets there. And yeah, it's incredible story. He's making between 20 and 25K a month currently with his agency. And we kind of break down how to actually get incredible results for e-com agencies, how he actually managed to scale his agency, and yeah, a little bit about the breakdown and the structure of the company as well. So hope you guys enjoy, and also apologize for the janky internet. I'm actually in my new place right now. It's quite barren. I'm on the top floor, so I still need to get everything set up, including Wi-Fi, so I had to actually hotspot this one. But yeah, let's get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Q&A. First of all, I apologize if there's any shoddy, janky connection from my side. I'm currently having a 4G because I'm in my new spot, but internet's not been set up. But with no further ado, we've got Tyrelle here, and we were just catching up on how drunk he was at the GrowYourAgency party. But I think everyone let their hair down that night and had a lot of fun, which I'm glad, because we're all usually so like tense and stiff and like proper and sleep and REM and all that stuff.
It was crazy, man. I got to the bar and I was like, right, okay, so where do I pay? And the woman was like, yeah, did Iman not tell you? It's on the Amex. And I was like, okay, I'll have 2, please.
Love it. So yeah, did you want to tell them a little bit about yourself, how you got into this weird, crazy world, and a little bit about your timeline from there?
Yeah, so in terms of like how I even found out about the agency type of things, I actually found out from your ad. I think it was the one when it was like I'm a high school dropout, that kind of one, the one that kind of blew up. And I was like, who is this American guy? Like, who is this American guy? I don't understand.
Who is this twat shouting at me?
Yeah, I generally thought he was American because you said like high school and dollars. I was like so puzzled. But then I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And I did what everybody does. I say I'm going to do something, and I didn't do it at all. I just completely forgot about it. And then ended up being like 6 months down the line, and I just seen you on Instagram, and I was like, cool, I need to get back in touch with this guy. So I applied, obviously got into the first one. I think it was 6-figure SMMA. And then I did the exact same thing what I always do. I thought I'd be able to do something, got in, and I just put no effort in again. So it actually took me well over like 3 years just to get out my first client, because I was just all over the place, just no focus.
Wow.
No focus. But then over time, I was like, I need to really start focusing, locking in, locking down, and just like really starting to track what I'm doing. Because if you see the people that have success, they know exactly like how many people they're reaching out to. And I was like, oh, I've done about in 2 months, I've done what these guys are doing in a week. So I was like, I need to really step my game up. And then that's when everything really started to change. Really, I just locked in, started knocking out cold calls, started going to like networking events, and then everything just really started to grow from there.
So what time frame wise, when exactly was that?
Oof, I say it took from like back when I was in college, so 3 years, literally, yeah, 3 years ago, and then the last 6 months, it's just gone from, and it's just just exponential.
So, and I love getting like it's cool for like the title and for the case study and stuff like that. Like it's great, someone gets 10K a month in 30 days, and we have dozens and dozens of examples of that. But like my favorite ones are the ones where it takes people 2 years to get their first clients, or 3 years to get their first clients. Now, granted, if you extrapolate the amount of outreach you were doing within 3 years, it makes up what most AI students are actually doing in, or, the ones who are actually having success in signing clients are doing in like 3 months,
Exactly.
So I guess there is that to be said, but the fact that you still stuck at it for 3 years, even when you stepped away and came back, like I have so much respect for that. I love that so much.
I don't know. It's a crazy one, right? Because I know if I put in the effort back at the start, like where I'd be now is just it's insane. You know what I mean? And it's one of those ones that I really had to just check myself. Like, look, am I just interested in this thing, or am I really just going to be committed and really decide to make a change? So started investing in myself, really trying to smash it out, and then that's where it really started to grow. Like I even writ like my goals. I have to send it to. I literally in my uni accommodation, I written my goals just on the wall, like writ it clean on the wall, and I was like, look, if I can't pay to get this off, then clearly I'm not at the position. I'm not committed because I'm gonna have to be paying to fix this wall. So
that is incredible. That's one of the coolest, because so many people out there have their like burn the bridge. Like I've heard people of like, I was actually talking to one of the students and he's like, he vowed to not have sex until he signed his first client.
oh shit.
And yeah, and it took him about 8 months, but he got there. And like, I don't know, I love that thing where you're just like, fuck it. Like, I'm so confident in the end result that it doesn't matter this thing that I'm sacrificing or this, this almost, this impulsive action. It doesn't matter because I know that I'm going to get the results. So I love that so much.
Exactly. Me personally, I wish I set my goals higher because I smashed those out in like a month.
Now, real quick, it's the last six. Do you say it's the last 6 months that things have taken a turn?
Yeah.
So the timeline now of recording this end of August, and recording this end of August, so things kind of really started to pick up around February time.
Yeah.
So interesting, because the party was obviously like right at the end of October. So there was like November, December, January. What sort of effect did the party have on you?
Bro, the party, I think that was really a turning point. Like I was like semi broke at the time. It was one of those ones where like, you're getting that like 2K, 3K a month, but it's not really in profit. You're kind of spending a lot of time working and it feels like you're making money, but you're not really making money. And I found out about the party and I was like, right, I'm going here. Like, I don't care. I'm getting myself there. I need to go and just like see people. Like, in my eyes, obviously I've always done e-com. So I see that, like, I understand e-com, but when it comes to agency, I'm like, so I was like, I need to get and I need to see these guys. So I got there. I met John Gab. I met like John Gab and his missus. And like, we were sitting down having a chat, and I was telling them like the amount of hours I'm working, and they was like, what? It was like, you may as well just have a job. It was like, you're not structuring your agency correctly. It's like, you need to go back, sit down, and really restructure it. So I was like, okay. I went back and I actually did like what people were saying to do. I learned a lot of things from the party, just seeing people that are like really structuring their agency properly, like Ryan Ramshaw, those type of things. And then when I broke it down, came back, I looked at the drawing board and I was like, wait, why am I servicing like restaurants and these type of things when it's not what I know? I'm chasing the money. Like I'm chasing all these people that I see, real estate, and I'm not doing what I need to be doing. So I chose and I was like, look, I'm just going to do e-com. I don't care if I get no clients. If I get one client, I know I can deliver the results. I did that, and in about 4 weeks, so give it just about almost a month, I just started just smashing out. Clients just started just coming to me, rolling to me. Like I'll get like one client in, I'll start telling him how to optimize his website. I'll up his average order value. I'll start like just doing things outside of my actual role. And then they were just like, wow, you're so good. I need to tell my friends. And then started coming. This starts flowing, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. And like that
It really does.
And that's the thing that people need to understand with having an agency is, in my opinion, referrals is not a game plan on how to grow and sustain your agency, but it's the kind of guarantee. Like, here's the thing. I know for the rest of my life, there will never be a day in my life for the rest, or at least for the next decade, where I'm not doing at least multi six figures a year from my agency, just based off of referrals. I mean, even to this day, I get clients from 3 years ago referring new business to me. This person talks to this person. You get brought up in this conversation. Blah blah. This that. Like, you even get it. Like, I've had clients come to me because they put out on their Twitter, like, "Hey, does anyone know any good advertising agencies?" Blah blah. And then someone's name dropped me, and like, they come from all walks of life, to be honest. And that's the beautiful thing with agency, is because you don't, the critical mass you need is even if you got 3, 4, 5 clients, that's really all you need to be doing at least a 6-figure agency. And to have that, and to have that sort of inflow just from referrals alone is a guarantee, especially after your first 2 years. I usually start to see this with people after their first like 18 months. After that 18th month mark, like, it's weird. Like, things just start happening. Like, seriously, something crazy I have found happens after that, like 18th month mark as an agency owner, where like all the anxiety, all the angst about, like, will I get my next client? Like, what happens if they drop? Like, all that kind of just settles, just because you just get hardened. But
it's true, man.
yeah.
I mean, like, those guys that just come and they just chase the money. Like, if they're coming, like, if you're coming to the agency and you're just coming just to like chase money, I don't think you're gonna get clients and not work, then those are the ones that ain't really, like, they don't last long. But if you come, you really take care of your clients, you look after them, you go into deep in terms of like what they actually need in their business, you over deliver. Just like your video when you told them about their it was something to do with like their processor, like the processing fees. You told them that they can negotiate their processing fees.
Oh yeah.
Automatically they're saving money. Like, you didn't have to go do that, but just by you
for that business alone, like, just telling, they weren't even aware that they can negotiate their Stripe fees down. And obviously, as an e-commerce business processing hundreds of thousands a month, like, just that alone would have saved them, just off the top of my head, probably $2 to $3 grand a month in processing fees.
Easy. Like, it's just like those little things, like, people are just gonna have so much more respect for you as a business owner in general.
So you're telling me for the longest time you were, because also I like, obviously you're in e-commerce, but I like the way that you got there. And I always tell people, I'm like, look, like, there are so many industries out there, and the industry that works best is usually a lot of the time what you have some sort of resonance to it, right? For example, with me, with info products, like, that was what I transitioned to later on, adding some e-commerce businesses, because, for us, info products is by far, of a multiple of 5, the hardest industry to get results for. So then when we go to e-commerce, it's like, it's a little bit of a walk in the park for us. But reason that I shifted over to e-commerce to info product in April of 2018 was because I looked at it and I was like, literally written everywhere around my house, like on papers, on my wallpaper, says I'm on a mission to reform the education system. So like, I believe in education and decentralized model of online education. And that I have an education company, so why don't I just do this for my agents? Like, why am I working with primarily gyms? Like, this is dumb. Exactly. Yes, I love fitness and this and that, but like, you got to find that one that about, and that's also, once you find that industry that you are passionate about, that's when about all the little intricacies, the ways that, as you said, outside of the business, they can save money, or they can optimize things, or like a really cool software they can use operationally that has nothing to do with advertising or marketing. But they're like, whoa, like, how'd you know that?
Exactly. And it's those type of things, because it's like, I'm not just here just to run ads. It's here because I'm here because I'm passionate about the business and I know I can help you. Those type of ones there, it's really a game changer.
So let's break down the last 6 months and kind of unpack that a little more, because you had a bit of a 30-day of a bull run, and then what's happened over the last 6 months in a bit more detail.
So it's been a pretty crazy one, realistically. So I don't know if you've seen, but I literally gave away my whole, like, everything I've done. I just gave it away back to the group, because I believe that where I've got so far, the only reason why I'm where I am is because other people have decided to like help me. So I was like, forget this. Like, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to give it away to people that can start off. So people were asking me, they were like, is there anything else? Is there any secret? I was like, no, that's it. Like, you've got it all. those like smaller Upwork people that are gonna try to sell you coaching. There you go. Like here you go. That's what the real stuff is. So what happened over the last few months is when I spoke to like Ryan Ramshaw at the party, I actually started to like mentor me and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I need some help. Which it's actually a U-turn now, so I'm actually mentoring him now. But yeah, so it's during that time period, I was like, cool. I'm going to start to go on Upwork, and instead of just like following the money, because everything works at the end of the day, guys. Don't start jumping on Upwork just because I say so. But I was just like, I'm just going to focus on Upwork. I'm going to smash this out for 3 months straight. I'm going to invest everything I possibly can to it every morning. I'm going to break down my routine. I'm going to meditate in the morning. I'm going to work out. After that, then I'm going to be doing my applications. After that, I'm going to be doing 2 4-hour work blocks. And I'll just smash that out. 3 months, no friends, nothing, do that. And then it also started flowing in through Upwork. Like it scaled. It's like 2 3 weeks, you get no responses. You're thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be another one of those things. And then all of a sudden, it starts flowing. I end up signing like tons of clients with like millions of followers. So like big clients. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, these guys are earning way more than me. And I'm just here just like running the ads. And then I scaled that Upwork agency up, and we were turning over like $12,000-$13,000 a month. And I was like, okay, so Upwork, I can run this, but I'm not going to be able to build this into like my empire. Like I believe that if I'm going to service more clients, I need to like scale up. So I actually just stopped the Upwork, and I was like, right, I need to transition into a proper agency now. So I looked around, I spoke to a few of my friends in the e-com game, and then we made like a little like conglomerate. So we was like, right, we all know e-com. We know we can service e-com clients. So we decided to make a company called e-commerce agency. So we literally got the actual domain, e-commerce agency. So that was crazy. I was gassed about that. And then we linked it up with like e-commerce mentoring. So we've kind of like created like this. It's a beautiful thing realistically, because it's like there's a lot of like agencies out there, and to find like the perfect contractor, it's very hard. Like to find like a good contractor that can service the e-com clients. Like I'm sure you know, like you've trained Danny like so well. It's crazy. But like to find that person that can really manage the e-com clients, it's hard. So we was like, right, what about if we all just put our minds together, figure out like an ad strategy, and that way we can service like e-commerce clients the best we can, because we do e-com together as well. So that when we did that, off the rails now. Now we're doing like 50 and 25 G's a month. Obviously, I'm still taking a lower cut. So I rev we make 25. I'm only making 10 now. But obviously, I'm just trying to, this is the thing that I'm really trying to scale up to 100,000 a month and whatnot.
That's amazing. So let me get this straight. So you have partnered up with some other people, and you guys are you guys a white label agency, or you're doing it yourself?
We're doing it ourselves.
Okay, so you're doing it yourself. Okay. Well, damn. So how many of there are you?
At the moment, we've got me, my business partner, Camille Sattar, and then we've got the other people that were in the mentoring. We actually brought them over to do like the service based as well. So instead of hiring a contractor, we basically brought them on as like full time basically.
Well, okay. So how many media buyers do you have?
So we've only got one media buyer at the moment, and then he's managing at the moment 5 ad accounts. And then when we move past 5 ad accounts, we can just bring on another one from the mobile company, which is e-commerce mentoring.
Okay, amazing. So, diving deeper into that, that's very interesting.
It's crazy. Right?
Most of your most of your deals at the moment, are they base plus ROAS, just ROAS? What's sort of your preference and why?
So that's one thing I wanted to ask you about as well, because I've been trying to take a leaf out of your book. So I'm really trying to like, with e-commerce, it's weird because you've got that cost of goods margin, right? So some clients come to you and they might be drop shipping, so they've got that lower margin, longer shipping time. And not really right to take anything above a 10% ROAS. So we've been negotiating like a 5 or 7% ROAS and keeping our fixed fee around about 2,500 a month. and then going from there, trying to get those longer months around the 3 or 6 months retainers, and then working from there. If it's a business that's like in-house, they've got really good margins, that's when you can start negotiating 15% ROAS and then lowering your service fee, because we all know we're going to make money from the ROAS, not the service fee.
Amazing. So, you know, I know that there's a lot of people who have e-commerce agencies and whatnot, and it seems like, you know, you've been inundated with that world and you know it pretty well. From an advertising perspective, what is your biggest tip for, you know, either writing better copy or just producing better, you know, better resulting ads?
Oh, boys, this warms me up. I love this. So ad copy, and Iman, you'll love this as well, right? I actually made a YouTube video about this. I love it. So if you want to make good ad copy for an e-commerce business, right, what you need to do is Google your product name. So whatever your product name is, and then go over to the news section and look at all the headlines that those guys have been peppering up, because they're going to have the right keywords. And they're going to have super high CTR. So I literally use the exact same headline that a news headline is using and apply it to my product. So let's say I'm running let's say we're running like a neck massager. I'll be like, influencer reveals her number one secret for revealing back pain instantly after a gym workout. Boom. After a home workout, influencer likes to use this. Boom. And I'll use them as like really click heavy direct response marketing type of like ad copy right there. And then I'll test that alongside with 5 long ad copies as well. So it'll be 5 really click heavy direct response ones in the same CBO as 5 like really heavy long form Iman style ad copy as well.
Interesting. So you prefer, you know, optimizing at campaign level rather than ad set level?
Yeah, I prefer starting off, if I'm testing a brand new product, so if I'm drop shipping, I start off with ABO. Anything above $100, I transfer my best ad sets into a CBO. And if I'm running a large test, I'll just slap it at 150 and then just put it all in a CBO.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, that gives people a lot more context. So in terms of, you know, the piece of the pie, what do you think are the most important contributing factors to a high converting e-commerce campaign, in terms of what of that is made up by the copy, what of that is made up by audience selection, and what of that is made up by, like, for example, you know, CBO versus, you know, optimizing at the ad set level, basically the way that you load balance the budgets?
So this is also a great thing to consider as well. The best thing to do when it comes to that is to narrow down your variables, right? So the biggest variable is the product. The second biggest variable is going to be your ad. Third biggest variable is going to be split between your audience and your product page. Because if you get like a good load speed, your load speed really needs to be anywhere from like 5 seconds or lower. And the way you do that is just compress all your images on the website. So you go to a website called like image compressor, compress your images. That's going to change that variable. And obviously the last variable is you're looking at your ad copy. Because ultimately, if you look at the customer journey, they see the product. If they like the product, they watch the ad. If they like that, then they click on it or they go through the copy. So you just want to be working through those variables. And then that's how you test it as well. So if we're testing the product, we'll not only be like structuring our campaigns where we're testing the product, but we're also testing like different ad copies. We're testing different variations of images. And that's how we work our like workflow as well. So a lot of times, I'm sure clients will come to you. They'll be scaled to around about 100,000 and then they'll hit that plateau. That's usually why, because they don't know what's actually working. They're just upping the budget because they're getting a return and upping it like, yeah. But they don't have no structure. They don't know actually what's working.
Mm-hmm. Now shifting, and that was super, super valuable. And there's usually those benchmarks where you're going to hit your plateaus and you're really going to hit your, you know, your quote unquote 18th mile, and things are going to get really, really tough in terms of scaling up ad budgets. And 100K is once again one of those landmarks and one of those benchmarks where clients really do struggle. But you know, shifting gear, out of curiosity, what's the thing you hate most about agency life?
The I don't really hate, you know. I think I prefer agency. Like I prefer having like the agency than like servicing like ecom client, like ecom, like my actual ecom clients in terms of my website. Because when you're running a store, there's so many moving parts, so many moving variables. When you're running an agency, it's literally streamlined. Just run the ads, deal with the client, make sure the client's happy, and rinse and repeat.
So, all right, you know, moving forward from there, in terms of making the client happy, outside of obviously getting them great results, is there anything else you focus on?
Send your clients gifts. Send them gifts. I send my clients like little gifts, and little treats now and again. I'm actually, one of my clients is like a big like vegan client. He's actually like actually the biggest in the industry. So I'm gonna send him like a little like gift shop of like exotic fruits and stuff like that as well. So always treat them, man. If your clients are feeding you, then just look after them, because at the end of the day, you're always gonna have that bad month where you're not getting good results. That just happens. If you kept a smile on their face, then usually they can give it a bly for a few months.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true. Start doing that end of or beginning of 2019. Start asking for their personal number in the onboarding, and yeah, a little complimentary gift. Thoughtful. It needs to be something thoughtful and pertaining to them or pertaining to you. Sometimes I send my clients cute little watches because obviously they know I'm very big into my horology, and that means a lot to them. But yeah, it sets everything off on the right tone. And you know, as you said, if you're having a bad month, sometimes just throwing in a little gift, you know, and it just so happens that it's, you know, at the exact same time where, you know, maybe you're having a little bit of tough time getting the ads to work or whatever, but yeah, it puts a smile on their face.
Perfect time. You should schedule it with the Facebook, let it ping off, send them delivery, and you get below the break even, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could do some F this then that automation. You put something in your Amazon wish list if the ROAS breaks below a certain point, then it automatically sends to your client. So, you know, last question before we wrap up. What does the next 6 months for you look like agency wise? What are you trying to get to?
The next 6 months, where I'm on a one-way train to 100K per month. So we started the YouTube channel now, e-commerce agency YouTube channel, and my goal is to grow, but because I don't need the money, I'm happy to grow this agency in my way. So really just deliver the value and just like literally just try pepper out YouTube videos, Facebook groups. We might even do like email outreach, DM outreach, and just try go like that kind of like that organic way. And just every client we get, just try pepper out like good service and accelerate to like 100K per month and try hold on to those clients, because that's the hardest thing. Like once you get a client on board, keeping it lasting the whole 12 months and trying to explain to them like, look, it swings, like it's like a swing. You're not just gonna go straight to 2 million a month. You're gonna swing, and holding those clients year after year after year. That's kind of what I want to do.
Amazing. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm also very, very excited to see you at the next GrowYourAgency party, which hopefully is sooner rather than later with everything going on in the world.
But I can't lie. I'll be honest with you. I'm always going to be getting drunk. This time I'll be getting even more drunk. So just prepare.
Good. You deserve it. All right. Awesome. Cheers. Thanks, dude.